Okay, so to start this video, we are going to create a page and import a ready-made template where we are going to apply this spline animation. So let's create a new page and we will name it something like sample spline page and publish it. Now let's edit it with Elementor. And this is the free version of Elementor. This will also work with the Elementor Pro as well, but I'm right now creating it with the free version. So now let's import the template, ready-made template, and it will be available to download. I will add the download link in the video description. So now let's import the template. This is the template, credit card template, and let's insert it, apply, and the template is apply. Now let's publish it, and let's just see how the page looks currently without the spline animation. Okay, so this is what the page looks like. So we are going to apply this spline animation in this page. Okay, so now we are going to add this spline animation widget in our page, which we have created in the last part. So before adding this spline widget, we need to make sure which container will be responsible for the trigger animation. So let's see our layer structure. So we want our animation to play when we scroll in this container, which I have selected. So to make this work, we need to give this container a class or ID, and that class or ID will be used in our spline widget, which will control the scroll animation. Okay, so I have already given this container a class named credit card, but you can give an ID if you like. So we are going to copy this credit card class and save it for the future use, which we are going to just use now. So now let's just add this spline widget. So you're going to type spline and the widget will come, and just drag and drop it here. So what you are seeing, this model, this is a default model. When you place this spline widget, we are going to change it in a moment. So let's just place this widget correctly. Right now it's under this container, but we want it in the top, so let's just drop it under here. So right now it is sitting above the container, which we don't want. We want it to we want it in front of this section, or this whole section. So what we are going to do now, let's just click on this container, select it, and let's just add some negative margin top of 100 viewport height, so it overlaps the widget which we have just placed. So right now our widget is invisible because the container is above in front of the widget now. So I have selected my widget spline animation, and let's just go to advanced layout and add some Z index of 1 or 2 maybe. Okay, so 1 works. So now our model is visible. So this is the default model. We don't want to use this one. We are going to use a credit card model, which I have already got from the Spline community. But let's just talk about some basic fields which are mandatory in this Spline animation to work. The first widget is Spline URL, which will load the model which you want to use. Right now it's the default model. So let me add the credit card model which we are going to animate today. Okay, I have copied the URL. Let's just paste it here. Okay, that's not the correct link. Okay, I have copied it again. Okay, this is not okay. Okay, this is the correct link. Okay, our correct model of credit card is loaded now. Now the second field is animation 0%. It tells when the 0% of the scroll animation starts. We have two options: starts entering and fully visible. Start entering is immediately when the section is in the viewport, and fully visible is when the section is in the viewport height, and then we start scrolling. So I'm going to select fully visible, and fully visible and select option is same. So if you don't like to select anything, that's also okay, but I'm going to select fully visible. Okay, that is done. Now let's just skip this part. We are going to cover this next. Let's come to this container or ID. So this is the field which is responsible to tell our model to animate based on the scroll animation. So since we want to animate this model when the user is scrolling in this container, so which class we have already copied, so we are going to place it here, paste it here. But one thing, when you are pasting the class, you will not paste it as it is. When you paste a class, you will add a dot before the class, and if you would like to add an ID, you will add hashtag before the ID. So since this is a class, I'm going to write dot first, then the actual class. Okay, so this is the class which we are going to use. All right, now the next field is play animation. This is just a function, so you can preview your animation within the editor. When we are adding the animation, you can play it and view the animation in the editor. And this field is just the height of your spline widget. It is set to 100 viewport height, which you can also change. So right now, okay, also let's just change width of this of our model to full width, so it covers the whole width of the window. And also I need to make sure that this is correct. We want our model to stay sticky throughout the whole page scrolling. So in the free version of Elementor, the sticky function is not available. So I have created a class which you can use to make your widget sticky. And when you add this class ak-sticky, this will make the model sticky. And if you are using Elementor Pro, you can also make it sticky that way. Okay, so our model and our basic settings are completed. In next part, we will be adding the animations. Okay, now we are going to add animation to our spline model, and to do that, we just need to click this add animation button. And what you are seeing, this number 0%, it's indicating that we are at the 0% scroll position and according to this container. So let's just add a new animation, and the number tells the percentage which we have added this animation to. The select layer is the field where we can select the layer which we want to animate. So it loads all of the layers of your spline model. So we will be selecting this card rotation layer, which is responsible for scaling and rotating and a position of this card. So let's just set the initial settings first. So our starting animation of this card looks exactly like how the card looks. So I have already copied the values of this of the initial card position and scale. So we will be setting this. This value I got it directly from the Spline application, and the position Y. So why we are entering it, because we want to animate it when it scrolls, when the page is scrolling. So you want to add some rotation as well. So this is 0.02. So you can also check it by moving the slider. So this looks good, and Y rotation is about 0.4, and that rotation is about minus 0.2. And scale, we will be keeping the same scaling of this card. And now let's just see where we want our animation to happen. We want to rotate our card when the scroll position reaches this section at this place. So we can see this is the 11% scroll position. So we can just click on this add new animation button to add a new animation at 11%, or to easily add animation we can also duplicate the previous animation and just change the scroll position to 11%. This way we get all of the values we have put in the previous animation, and then we will be changing it to our liking. So we want to rotate this card, so it looks like this, and X rotation will be 0, Y rotation will be 0. Okay, this will be like this, and position X will be 0, and position Y will be, let's check, position Y will be 0 as well. So that rotation, let's just change it to, it looks tilted a bit, so let's just select maybe 5, 8. Okay, this looks good. So now our first animation is completed. So if you like to preview it, you can preview it by clicking on play animation. Okay, so when you click on play animation, the add animation part will stop. So if you want to add a new animation, you need to turn off the play animation. So now let's just view our animation in the editor. Okay, so the animation looks like this right now. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so in last animation there was an issue where the Y rotation was not what I intended, so it needs to be 6.3. So the animation will look something like this. Okay, so now let's just add the third animation, which will hold this animation until this section is scrolled, right? Like from until this part. So this is 22%. We will just duplicate it and just make it sure we write 22%. So from 11 to 22%, the animation will stay same. And once it reaches this part, we want the card to rotate to the right side and be a little bit bigger. So let's just add that animation. Let's just duplicate the previous animation and see where we are at. So we are at 33, so let's just write 33% here, and just let's just rotate our card like this maybe. Okay, a little bit bigger. Okay, and let's just move our card to the right like this. Okay, and since we need to add more animations and it will take some time, so the process will remain same, but I will be adding more animation, and we'll show you once all the animations are added. Okay, so I have added all the remaining animations, and the final result in the editor preview looks like this. It looks good. So in the next part we will be talking about some of the plugin backend options, such as smooth scrolling and other options as well. Okay, so we are now on options page of this Spline animation plugin. You can visit this page by going to settings and then active Spline animation page. So you are seeing here we have several options for this Spline animation widget. First is a smooth scroll. A smooth scroll is like if we uncheck it and save the changes and then visit the page which we have just created, you will see it is just a static scrolling, like there is no smooth scrolling. But if you want a smooth scrolling, you can just check it and save the changes. This uses linear scroll, so it will looks good with your animations. So that is smooth scroll being checked. Now when you scroll, it will smooth scroll your animations like this. Okay, and the next option is deactivate smooth scroll on mobile. So you can deactivate smooth scroll on mobile because it is recommended to not interfere with the scrolling on mobile devices. I think so it's just better to deactivate it, but if you like to enable it, you can uncheck this checkbox. And the last option is not related to this plugin but the Elementor itself. Elementor responsive hidden. If you uncheck it, let me just show you what it does. Let me just uncheck it and save changes. And I want to, let's say I want to hide this spline animation on mobile. So let's just go to responsive, and okay, I need to reload this page. Okay, let me just reload this page to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so according to my responsive setting, this widget will be hidden on mobile, but when you go to mobile, it will show the widget like this with low opacity, but it is interfering with the page layout in the editor, so it's hard to edit this way. So to tackle that, I have added a option to hide that widget totally if it's hidden in the responsive setting to a particular device. Let's just save the changes, and let me just refresh the page of the editor, and let's see if the responsive on mobile is hidden. Okay, so when I go to mobile now, the widget is not visible now. It will be only visible on the desktop. It's just a personal preference. If you like to do, for me it is it make it easier to edit on mobile and other devices. For you can do that by checking this Elementor responsive hidden options.